Hi, my name is Michael. I'm a social work major with a minor in psychology. I'm a transfer. I transferred in from Ocean County College of New Jersey, where I got my social science degree. Um, Today, I'm going to talk about the three important pieces of Chapter 3. The first piece, I'm going to talk about how farmers weren't allowed to sell their land and they have to keep it in their generations because the noblemen wanted the land in their generations. And one of the things that noblemen did to farmers were they would tax them, which was kind of making them poorer and harder to live and dehumanizing as well because they're already poor. They're putting all these taxes, and how I look at it, it's like you're not giving them a living situation. It's hard. They had to pay these taxes. They weren't allowed to sell merchants at the markets to villagers because the money they made had to go to the noblemen in power because they owned the land and they wanted to keep it within the noble people of power. And if they didn't make over a certain amount of coinage, they were able to keep that. The second point that was very important was how England wanted to tax more than than what they were already paying. The they wanted to make another tax on the poor people, and kind of like make them even poorer because they were already not making a living situation, and which puts it harder because dehumanizing them in their living situations where they can't make enough to afford for their families. And I find that hard because if they can't even make enough for their families, what makes you think they can survive? The third thing that stood out was the revolution of the colonists, which is important in my opinion since that's where they started changing the old America into new America, is when they started implementing policies so they could have their independence. And the government had limited control, which I find important since they were living in basically a democracy society where it was just one person that controls and noblemen couldn't leave power. So I felt it was a very eye opener because it shows how much we evolved in today's society to where we have implemented policies that people of power can change and that our socioeconomic status can change as well as our living wages.